You wake up in the morning, grab your phone, and before you even brush your teeth, you're already 20 minutes deep into Instagram stories, TikTok videos, and Twitter feeds. Sound familiar? By the time you go to bed tonight, you'll have spent more time staring at your phone screen than you did at your actual job. Yet, when was the last time you spent even 10 minutes looking at your bank account balance or thinking about your financial future? Today, we're going to pull back the curtain on how our scrolling habits are silently stealing not just our time, but also our financial future. And I guarantee some of these numbers will shock you. Some might make you rethink the way you spend your evenings, while others will be a serious wake-up call. By the end of this video, you'll see exactly why endless scrolling and financial neglect go hand in hand, and how you can break the cycle starting today. I'm Peter, and I help people understand money, personal finance, and how to build wealth even in a world full of distractions. If you want to get your finances on track and finally stop letting your phone control your future, make sure to subscribe and hit the like button if this information helps you out. Let's start with a number that should absolutely blow your mind. According to multiple studies, the average adult spends around 5 hours per day on their smartphone. Social media, messaging, videos, and mindless scrolling. 5 hours. That's more than 1,800 hours per year, or roughly 76 entire days of your life. Every single year spent staring at a glowing screen. Think about that for a second. 76 days. That's over 2 months of your life. Gone. Every single year. You could take a 2-month vacation to Europe, learn a new language, start a business, or completely transform your financial situation. But instead, most of us are thumb swiping our lives away, one TikTok video at a time. Now imagine if you spent even a fraction of that time on your finances. 10 minutes a day adds up to 60 hours a year, enough time to build a simple budget, set up an emergency fund, or start investing. Yet most people spend 0 minutes a day checking their savings rate or retirement plan. 0 minutes. Let that sink in. We'll spend 5 hours watching strangers dance on TikTok, but we can't find 10 minutes to check if we're on track for retirement. We'll spend an hour scrolling through Instagram, looking at vacation photos from people we barely know. But we won't spend that same hour figuring out how to afford our own vacation. Here's what's really crazy about this. While we're scrolling away our lives, our financial problems are getting worse every single day. That credit card debt, it's growing with compound interest. That retirement account we never check, it's probably way behind where it should be. Those subscription services we forgot about, they're still charging us every month. While we scroll, here's what's happening with our money. And trust me, these numbers are going to wake you up. The average American saves just 6% of their income. 6%. That's 6 cents out of every dollar they earn. To put this in perspective, if you're making $50,000 a year, you're only saving $3,000. And that needs to cover your emergency fund, your car replacement, your house down payment, and your retirement. Good luck with that. But it gets worse. The average household is carrying $9,000 in credit card debt. That debt often carries 20% interest, which means many people are throwing away $1,800 a year in interest payments alone. That's $1,800 that could have gone into savings or investments. But instead, it's making credit card companies rich while keeping you broke. And here's the real kicker. The median retirement savings for Americans 65 and older is $88,000. Sounds like a decent chunk of money, right? Wrong. If you follow the traditional 4% withdrawal rule, that $88,000 provides less than $300 per month in retirement income. $300 per month. That's barely grocery money, let alone covering housing, healthcare, and everything else you need to survive. So let me get this straight. We spend 5 hours a day scrolling through our phones, but we can't find time to fix a financial situation where we're saving almost nothing, carrying thousands in high-interest debt, and heading toward a retirement where we'll have $300 a month to live on. Does this sound insane to anyone else? But here's the thing I find most fascinating about this whole situation. Why do we spend so much time on our phones, but completely avoid our finances? It's not just laziness or lack of time. There's actual psychology behind this behavior. Scrolling gives us an instant dopamine hit, a like, a comment, a funny video, while managing money feels like work and often brings anxiety. Our brains are literally wired to seek immediate gratification, and social media companies have figured out how to hack that system. Every notification, every new post, every swipe gives us a little hit of pleasure that keeps us coming back for more. Meanwhile, looking at your bank account balance might make you anxious. Thinking about retirement might make you feel overwhelmed. Planning a budget requires discipline and delayed gratification, the exact opposite of what your phone is training your brain to crave. But here's what most people don't realize. Avoiding the financial topic doesn't make it go away. It just compounds the problem. Literally, that credit card debt grows with compound interest. Your lack of retirement savings costs you decades of compound growth. Every day you avoid dealing with your money is a day that makes your financial situation worse. And while you're avoiding your finances, you know what you're doing instead? Making other people rich. Every hour you spend on social media, you're generating data and ad revenue for tech billionaires. Every impulse purchase you make because of an Instagram ad is transferring your wealth to someone else. You're literally scrolling your way into poverty while making other people wealthy. Let's talk about what this phone addiction is actually costing you in real dollars. Because when you see these numbers, you're going to want to throw your phone out the window. Those 5 hours a day you spend scrolling, if you redirected just one of those hours toward earning extra income, freelancing, a side hustle, learning a skill that could get you promoted, you could easily earn an extra $10,000 to $20,000 per year. Over a 30-year career, that's over $600,000 in additional wealth when you factor in compound returns. But instead of earning money, most people are spending money because of their phone usage. The average person who spends more than 2 hours a day on social media spends 23% more money than people who use it less. If you're making $50,000 a year, that extra social media time is costing you over $11,000 annually in unnecessary purchases. And let's talk about those subscription services. The average smartphone user pays for 12 different subscription services, spending about $273 per month. That's over $3,200 per year on subscriptions, and most people are only actively using about half of them. They signed up during a mindless scrolling session, forgot to cancel, and now they're paying for services they don't even use. Meanwhile, these same people will tell you they can't afford to invest $200 per month in their retirement account. They're literally choosing to pay for Netflix and Spotify instead of paying their future selves. But here's the encouraging part of this whole story, and this is why I wanted to share these numbers with you. You don't need to give up your phone entirely or become some kind of financial genius. You just need to reclaim a tiny slice of your time and redirect it toward your financial future. 15 minutes a day reviewing your spending can reveal hidden subscriptions draining your account. I bet if you looked at your bank statement right now, you'd find at least 3 recurring charges for services you forgot you even had. Cancel those, and you could save $50 to $100 per month without changing your lifestyle at all. Setting up an automatic transfer to a savings account takes less than 5 minutes and can grow into thousands of dollars over time. If you automatically save just $100 per month, starting at age 25, you'll have over $175,000 by retirement. That 5 minutes of setup time is worth $175,000. Show me a TikTok video that's worth that much. Using 1 hour a week to learn basic investing, index funds, retirement accounts, compound interest can literally change your life's trajectory. There are thousands of free educational videos on YouTube that could teach you everything you need to know about building wealth. But instead of watching those, most people watch reaction videos and celebrity gossip. Just think about the math here. 5 hours of scrolling a day turns into 76 wasted days a year. But 15 minutes of financial focus turns into almost 4 full days per year dedicated to building wealth. Which do you think will have a bigger impact on your future? Here's what I love about this whole topic. Beating the average person financially isn't about becoming some kind of Wall Street expert overnight. The bar is actually set pretty low, which means small changes can put you way ahead of the pack. If you save more than 6% of your income, you're already doing better than most Americans. If you pay off your high-interest credit card debt before you start investing, you're ahead of millions of people who are trying to invest while still carrying 20% interest debt. If you invest in low-cost index funds or maximize your retirement plan contributions every month, you're lapping the competition. These aren't complicated strategies that require advanced degrees in finance. They're simple steps that any working person can implement, but they require something that's becoming increasingly rare in our phone-obsessed world: the ability to focus on long-term goals instead of instant gratification. Think about it this way. While everyone else is scrolling through their phones and wondering why they're always stressed about money, you can be quietly building wealth. While they're buying stuff they don't need to impress people they don't like, you can be investing in your future. While they're getting distracted by every notification and advertisement, you can be focused on your financial goals. The average person will spend 11 years of their life looking at screens. 11 years. If you can redirect just 1% of that time toward wealth-building activities, you'll end up in a completely different financial league than your peers. So, how do you actually break this cycle? How do you stop scrolling your way to financial failure and start building real wealth? First, track your screen time for 1 week. Most phones have built-in screen time tracking. Look at those numbers, honestly. If you're spending more than 3 hours a day on your phone, you have room for improvement. And if you're like the average person, spending 5 hours a day, you have a lot of room for improvement. Second, replace just 30 minutes of mindless scrolling with financial education. Instead of watching TikTok videos before bed, watch YouTube videos about investing. Instead of scrolling through Instagram during lunch, read articles about personal finance. You don't have to eliminate entertainment entirely. Just shift some of it toward content that actually helps your future. Third, use your phone to support your financial goals instead of undermining them. Delete shopping apps that make impulse buying too easy. Unfollow accounts that make you feel like you need to spend money to keep up. Follow investors, entrepreneurs, and financial educators instead. Make your social media feed work for your wealth, not against it. Fourth, set up automatic systems that work even when you're distracted. Automatic transfers to savings accounts, automatic investments in retirement funds, automatic bill payments to avoid late fees. The goal is to make your money work for you, even when your attention is elsewhere.
The numbers don't lie. The average person spends 5 hours a day scrolling and 0 minutes on finances. But you don't have to be average. You don't have to be part of the statistics I shared today. Trade just a sliver of screen time for financial focus, and you'll be miles ahead of the crowd. The bar is set incredibly low, and that's actually good news for you. When most people are saving 6% and carrying $9,000 in credit card debt, it doesn't take much to stand out from the pack. So here's my challenge for you. Tonight, before you open that app to scroll, open your banking app instead. Spend 10 minutes looking at your accounts. Check your savings rate. Look for subscriptions you can cancel. Set up an automatic transfer to savings. Do something, anything, to move your financial situation forward. 10 minutes now could mean decades of financial freedom later. Your future self will thank you for every minute you invest in financial education and every dollar you save today. If this video opened your eyes to how your phone habits might be sabotaging your financial future, make sure to subscribe to the channel and hit the like button. And more importantly, take action. Your financial future depends on how you choose to spend your time starting today. Remember, the average person spends 5 hours a day scrolling, but 0 minutes planning their financial future. Don't be average. The choice is entirely yours.